Mission: Impossible 8 release date, cast, story, trailer and everything we know about The Final Reckoning. Mission: Impossible The Final Reckoning will pick up from the dramatic cliffhanger left by Mission: Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, and it could be the end of Ethan Hunt. Story details about what was originally titled Mission: Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 2 are still mostly under wraps. And there's been a lot of speculation about what star Tom Cruise could do to top the incredible feats he's achieved playing IMF agent Ethan Hunt. Since the franchise has already been a roller coaster of twists, turns, and belief-defying action, expectations for The Final Reckoning are high. Mission: Impossible The Final Reckoning will find Ethan Hunt in a precarious position. Dead Reckoning Part 1 saw Ethan and his loyal IMF team chasing after a foe from Ethan's past and a rogue AI, dubbed the Entity. Dead Reckoning Part 1 ends on a cliffhanger with one of Ethan's team dead, and a desperate race to destroy the Entity before other interested parties can obtain it. The stakes have never been higher for Tom Cruise's super spy. And the next and perhaps last Mission: Impossible movie is already one of the most eagerly anticipated in the franchise so far, with anticipation building for what might be the last installment in the decades-old franchise. The latest news arrives in the form of a new Mission: Impossible The Final Reckoning trailer. Debuting during the 2025 NFL Super Bowl, the 30-second TV spot features a bevy of quick cuts that show off the grandeur of the looming action flick. The history of the franchise is teased as well as the importance of returning faces. Epic stunts are also shown, including a new one in which Ethan Hunt Cruise hangs from a biplane. The Mission: Impossible The Final Reckoning release date is May 23, 2025. The premiere was previously set for June 2024 but was pushed back by almost a year by Paramount. This will be 29 years after the release of the original Mission: Impossible, ranking it among the longest-running action franchises ever. Like Dead Reckoning Part 1 and the preceding to Mission: Impossible movies, Mission: Impossible 8 will be written and directed by Cruise's longtime collaborator Christopher McQuarrie. The cast of Mission: Impossible The Final Reckoning includes many returning names from the cast of Mission: Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Tom Cruise is once again returning as international super spy Ethan Hunt. Simon Pegg and Ving Rhames will also return as Benji and Luther, respectively, two of Hunt's closest friends and most trusted advisors. Other returning cast members of The Final Reckoning include Vanessa Kirby as the White Widow, and Esai Morales as the new villain Gabriel, a shadowy figure from Ethan's past. Despite Mission: Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 ending with assassin Paris being badly wounded, Palm Clementif is confirmed to return for the Mission: Impossible The Final Reckoning cast. Rolf Saxon will return to the franchise for Mission: Impossible 8, reprising his role as CIA analyst William Donlow from the 1996 original. Donlow was last seen being demoted by Henry Czerny's Kittredge, who will also return for MI8, and reassigned to a polar substation in Alaska for the Langley mess. Specifics are being kept under wraps, but there are already some hints at what the Mission: Impossible The Final Reckoning plot will be. Mission: Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 ends when Ethan manages to recover the key to the Entity's chamber that everyone is seeking. The issue is that this chamber is located inside the wreck of a Russian submarine dubbed the Sevastopol. And while Ethan's mission is to destroy the rogue AI, many other nations are trying to recover and potentially weaponize it. Hunt and his team have no idea where the submarine is, so finding the sunken Sevastopol will likely take up part of Mission: Impossible 8's story. The movie formerly titled Dead Reckoning Part 2 will have to answer some other lingering mysteries. There's the question of who exactly was Marie Mariella Garriga and what her relationship was with Ethan. Gabriel is shown killing Marie right in front of Ethan in a flashback set 30 years prior, which spurred Ethan to join the IMF. Other unanswered questions the Mission: Impossible The Final Reckoning story needs to address include where Luther Ving Rhames disappeared with the hard drive containing a piece of the villainous AI. And why exactly is Jasper Briggs Shea Wiggum so intent on bringing in Hunt? The fact his surname is the same as Dan Griggs, the founder and first leader of the IMF team in the original Mission Impossible TV series could be a clue in itself. With the release date for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning looming, Paramount has revealed the first teaser for the upcoming movie, interspersed with classic footage from older Ethan Hunt missions. The teaser highlights the myriad of locations and epic stunts that will make up the bulk of the film. Though few story details are revealed, there is a note of finality in the teaser, suggesting that The Final Reckoning might be more than just a catchy title. Airing during the 2025 Super Bowl, a second teaser for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning arrived in February 2025. Quickly cutting between exciting action sequences, the trailer puts a heavy emphasis on the franchise's long history, before offering some looks at the newest installment. Various action sequences are shown, including a show-stopping stunt that has Ethan hanging from the wing of a biplane.